bin man! Oh, you can't see it. Stupid phone. Take my word for it, there's a big old bin lorry going down the road. Right? How you doing? Day 2 of Inky going into work. Bless her, she does not do mornings in her new job. But thankfully, after today, she's got the rest of the week off. Really, really pleased for that. Bless her. Bless her. She's rocking this one hardcore. It's cool. Boys in school, gravy. I'm happy because I just got my Stadia Founders Edition activation code. They seem to be sending them out on the day that you're supposed to be getting your gear, your Stadia game streaming Google Kit thing, because they have an estimated date of when you're supposed to get it, so they are just sending you your code then. Got it this morning, downloaded the app onto my phone, registered my Founders Edition code, got my name. I'm Skazius on there, SK4ZZI0US. So if you want to add me, by all means. Just so you know. Games included, because you get Stadia Pro for 3 months, right off the bat. You get, it's probably listed on the site to be honest, you get Destiny 2, the complete pack, and Samurai Showdown, the fighting game, the footsies fighting game. Super psyched for that, because I was going to buy that anyway, and there's currently a sale on, so I've picked up the, do you remember the original Tomb Raider reboot game? I picked that up, it's on sale for £8, so I can see how that plays, and I grabbed Final Fantasy 15 for 26. That was also on sale. I know I can get them cheaper elsewhere. We already own some of those. But I want to see how they play on Stadia, and I want to see how Stadia compares to streaming services in the past. I have used streaming services in the past. I've been quite a fan of them in the past. I've bitched out my own internet connection in the past for not being able to play properly on services like OnLive and Gaikai, but in the grand scheme, we put tons of hours into OnLive. I still have an OnLive console upstairs, I think. And the first time I ever played Dead Island was on Gaikai. So I like game streaming services. One thing that isn't on Stadia right now, or there aren't really any games for it right now, that Pro subscription, they've given us two games. I'd like to see more. As the Stadia catalogue grows, I'd like to say, I want Stadia Pro to be like Xbox Game Pass. I hope that's where they go with that. Now, that might be where they're planning to go with it, but, you know, don't just make it so I've got discounts. Give me like a library of 100 games that I can just stream out of nowhere. OnLive had that for about $15 a month. I would, even if Stadia turns out shite or kind of unreliable, I would happily keep hold of it and keep using it if there's a cheap subscription that gives me access to games like that. As weird as that sounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I should really be editing yesterday's vlog. There's not really a whole hell of a lot to edit, but I want to just trim it down a little bit. I should be doing that. I just can't be honest. What I'm going to be doing until the Stadia kit arrives, I'm going to go play some Wolfenstein: The New Order, stream that. I'm going to have another naughty day, and I'm going to have a can of Coke. Oh, just in case anyone was curious about the whole weight loss thing, I'm like 142 pounds something, I think, down from 148. So gravy. I still think I'm losing a little bit too much too fast, but you know, and literally all I've done is taken out sugar for the most part now, but I'm going to ruin that by drinking a lot of Coke, and I'm only having 2 cups of tea a day instead of like 50. So excellent. I can't wait for Stadia to arrive. It's going to be fucking rad. Even if it sucks, I feel there are going to be times when I'm going to enjoy using it. Honestly, it sounds weird, but it's the same with OnLive. Inky couldn't play Saints Row 2 on a Mac because she had a Mac in the bedroom when she was quite sick back in the day. So you could just roll over, hit the button to launch on live, and play. William, bless him, when he was a little babby, recognised the on live logo and he would say on live, on live, on live. He loved on live. He absolutely loved on live. You know? Hopefully Google don't just shut this down when competition rolls around. A little bit of time has passed. We'll say that my Wolfenstein stream was largely... It was fucking fun, man, but I keep screwing up on bits because I'm running at heavily armoured guys with shotguns, just pew pew pew, you know, spitting at them. I keep forgetting the automatic shotgun's an automatic shotgun, just hold down the trigger. But I love that game so much. I love the story, I love the characters. Some of the characters just really enjoy killing them. So if you haven't played Wolfenstein New Order before, get it. It's cheap everywhere, pretty much. And if you have Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, New Order, Old Blood, and New Colossus, I believe, are available on Game Pass. So whatever version of Game Pass you have, give it a go. I have my green screen set up. I set that up last night for the lols. And I've had a delivery. Look! The Stadia box has Stadia written inside it. And they tell you to please recycle. Is this the one with the... Welcome to... I'm sure one of these had... I'm sure one of these had welcome to Stadia written... There it is. Welcome to... Did the other one have that one? No. Whatever. But this is what came in those boxes. Stadia Founders Edition with Founders Control and regular control. I'm kind of invested in this. I am looking forward to it. Lots of people are already saying it sucks. I don't care about the reviews. If it just means that I can play randomo games on the go or with very, very limited hardware, I am cool with that. As long as the game is playable, I'm happy. Right, you're not going to get a proper professional unboxing video, mainly because I can't be asked to go and get a tripod. But I'm just going to open up the Founders Edition box for now. And right on the top, you get the Founders control pad. This, actually, that's quite weighty. That's heavier than I expected it to be. Clicky sticks are okay. This feels kind of familiar. So, squishy trigger there, look on the PlayStation 4. Clicky button in there. Nothing on the back. Goody goody. There is actually something I like on the back of this box. One place for all the ways we play. So Google, you've at least got your marketing down, right? I guess this is the power adapter and Ethernet adapter for the Chromecast Ultra, which in fairness was like the main sway point for me. Even if the Stadia sucks, I've got a Chromecast Ultra out of it. And so I was going to say, but Skaz, you don't actually have an Ultra HD TV in your house outside of the one that you've gave to your boy. I know, doesn't matter. So, you know, I assume that's gonna have all manuals and stuff in it. Not really oh, hang on, what the hell? Wait, so this is the Chromecast charger. Okay, this is for the Chromecast. Because the idea is actually you're supposed to plug this in with Ethernet. I'm not going to. I'm going to worst case scenario and run it on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. From the Stadia speed test, they claim that I should have a reasonable experience. And then there's your Chromecast Ultra. You can buy Chromecast Ultra separately, but from what I understand right now, they don't come with the Stadia firmware. So any of these ones are going to have the Stadia firmware. I don't imagine there's anything else in the box. This, I'm gonna stab and say that this is your charger for your control pad. Is this? To see, and I guess this is a Type C. Yeah, Type C connection. So that's your charger for your control pad. And that is basically everything you get in the Founders Edition box, I guess. And I'll like open up the thing and I'll be like, yes, and here's a sandwich and a dildo or something, I don't know. Production value is super low. Bad lighting. Yes. Right. Chromecast is hooked up to the TV. It's now asking me to set it up. Just literally plug it in. Job done. I'm not going to read any of the instructions or anything, but yeah, that'll come up. And then you just do what it says there. I've also launched Stadia.com in Google Chrome on my Linux laptop, on my Linux-based laptop. So that seems to work. It's just Chrome from the AUR on Arch. They're the few games that I've got. And then we'll see how this goes. Actually, I should probably grab the control pad and then set up. Well, that was painless. Oh, is that update? I didn't see it, but I didn't expect that to have to pull down an update, because from what I heard, if you'd already bought a Chromecast Ultra, it wouldn't have the Stadia firmware on it. That's what I was told. Obviously, we've now gone past launch, which was the 19th, so I guess they've rolled out the firmware for it. But rad. Pulled all the information up my phone. As soon as I turned it on, a notification came up on my phone when I was doing the last bit. And the Pixel's like, hey, you know, do you want to pass all the Wi-Fi stuff over? Look, there's a new Chromecast on the network. Should we set it up? I was like, okay, cool. Hit the button. Told Google, no, I don't want to help improve the Chromecast. And then just did the thing, press the button. And then it pulled my Wi-Fi key and all that off of my phone. Yeah, super simple. Super simple. Even a nub like me can do it. Gravy. Oh, it's automatically started the... I wanted to do this on stream because I weren't too sure about what it was going to ask me to set up, so I'm just doing it here. It's just automatically launched Stadia. So set up your Stadia controller using the mobile app. At the end of setup, you'll be asked to enter this linking code. So I'll do that now, and then, you know, I should have probably streamed it. It'd probably been interesting to stream, to be honest, but didn't do it. Right, so I've done the controller thing. I had to pair up with my phone, pair the controller, update the controller, pair the controller to my Wi-Fi, not in that order, obviously. So pair it to the Wi-Fi, update the control pad, pair it to the Chromecast, and then we get to here. It's neat because the controller is talking directly to the internet, not to the Chromecast, not to anything else. It's literally your button inputs go directly through the router from the control. So from now on, turning on your Stadia controller will launch Stadia on this TV. This could take up to 30 seconds. You may need to link it again if you play on other screens. Ugly. I totally could have streamed this. Use your phone to add an account. In the Stadia mobile app, tap your avatar and choose Add Account to Chromecast. After you've finished, you'll be able to play on this TV just by turning on your Stadia control. No phone required, which is neat. Annoyingly, the phone that I'm using to record this is the thing that I'm also using to set up. It would have been neat to have recorded the screen going through the setup, because that was pretty neat, pretty interesting, pretty straight. It was straightforward. If a nug like me can do it, I'm pretty sure anyone else can do it. I'll just pair an account, and then we'll be back. So I've set it up. More steps on there. Look, there's security on there to say, hey, you can add a pin. So you go into the app, hit your account, pair to the Chromecast. When you add your account to the Chromecast, it then says, hey, do you want to set up a pin so no one else can use your account on this Chromecast? I haven't bothered because it's literally only going to be me. And then you get greeted with this. Someone's going to say to me, Skaz, mate, you've got a capture card literally right there and a laptop right there. You could have literally just recorded all this and cut it all in. I know, but I'm lazy. So what's the A button on a Stadia control pad? So look. So is that A, B, X? Is that, that's Xbox layout, isn't it? Because on Nintendo that would be B, A. So if I hit the Oh, A to select, isn't it? So, A to select. Stadia app launches. And then, seeing as Sam Show is one of the free, well, I say free games, it's one of the pro games. I mean, come on, that's quick. Look. I'm just saying, that's quick. You can't deny that's relatively okay. You know, this is far more in-depth setup than OnLive ever was. And Gaikai only ever used that in a browser, but I'm going to set up... See, the thing is, if I set up capture, it's going to look really janky, and if there are frame drops, then there'll be... You know, I'm gonna be like, oh, people are gonna see the video and it's gonna have frame drops in it because my capture card tends to argue on my laptop all the time, so nothing's quite as smooth as I see it on the TV anyway. I don't want people to get a bad impression, but I'm gonna have a little go and then I'll tell you how it feels. First impressions of Stadia, not bad. It's not bad, but I have had hiccups. Okay. So, I've played through Samurai Showdown a few times. Did the training, done the story mode. Right, and when I was playing it on the Chromecast, I got through the story mode, got all the way up to the end boss before I even lost a round. And I beat the end boss, second attempt, exactly like how I did on the Xbox. Or was it the play? Either way, Xbox or PlayStation, the same way. In the training, there are training tutorials where you have to perfect guard. I think it's called perfect guard. So the equivalent of Street Fighter's parry or just defend in Garo, where just as the attack is about to hit you, you tap guard and you perfect block it. There are two tutorials or two training missions in the game that do that or ask you to do that. I can consistently hit those. So it's pretty decent. Okay, so as I said, did the training, did the tutorial. I put up a little clip on the channel just to show doing the tutorial on Stadia, because some people were talking about how the game is completely unplayable. I've not had that experience. I know it's all going to be down to internet connection, but second time through. No, well. I went onto my phone. I moved from the Chromecast to my phone. I plugged in my Stadia control pad into my phone. I launched Samurai Showdown again, and I started going through the training mode again, and then into story mode. And on that run, I had one hiccup, but the hiccup lasted for a grand total of... It was the equivalent of, say, maybe a frame pacing issue, or a dropped frame that you'd have on a console or a PC. You know, it didn't last long enough to cause a problem, and I still won the match. So that wasn't too bad, but there was a hiccup. Then I moved back over to the Chromecast, and I started dicking around with Final Fantasy 15. Now this is where I started to notice some issues. Like the resolution would change, or it would pixelate from time to time, and like occasionally as I'd spin the camera around, I'd have like a stutter or whatever. But it was still more than playable. For the most part, it was great. Then I did a speed test, and my connection had gone from 60 megs down to like 20, and then from 20 it went all the way down to 8. 8 is below Stadia's minimum. Minimum is 10, I think, for 720p. So that could have explained some of the hiccups I was having with Final Fantasy. But honestly, even with those hiccups in Final Fantasy and that one kind of hookup on Samurai Showdown, I don't think they're bad enough to be a problem. If you've played any game on a middle-of-the-road gaming PC and it's not a particularly great port, you have, frame pacing issues, you'll have the occasional stutter and drop frames. I have dropped frames on Rocksmith on Xbox. You know, where it'll just go freeze and then go again. I have that on Rocksmith on Xbox. Rocksmith 2014 on Xbox. And you'd hope that Rocksmith 2014 on Xbox would be smooth the whole way through because, you know, all you literally got to do is you've got to hit notes timed on the screen. But you still have hiccups. Talking to Zabemall yesterday, he was saying about how he was playing Brutal Legend on Xbox One. And he was having, you know, frame drops and, not drops, but like stutters and frame pacing issues there. It is, honestly, just like when you have a hiccup on Stadia from time to time, it is literally just like playing a game on a PC that's not properly optimized, or when you're playing a console and a console hiccups. So far, I've not had anything redonkulously game breaking. All right, it's only been an afternoon, but still, it's come a long way. I will throw out there the one thing that does seem to get me though. One thing, if I had to complain, in some cases, button presses don't come across as react on press. Okay, so when you press in, that's when the character reacts. So in, and it'll jump or do whatever, you know. It's more like a press and it acts on release. It doesn't act on release. It just feels like by the time your finger or thumb is let go of the button, that's when it reacts. I noticed that on Final Fantasy, but then I've never played Final Fantasy 15 before, so I don't know if that's just how it's delayed in the menus, or when you press a button, if it does literally take like a few milliseconds for it to do something. Still perfectly playable. But it felt like it was react on release, not react on press. So, yeah, all in, I thought it was okay. Your experiences will vary largely on your internet connection. So, I don't expect this stuff to be perfect. I don't expect Stadia to ever replace a gaming PC or a dedicated console or anything like that. I don't even expect it to come close. But the experience so far has been good enough. Alright, again, first impressions experience is good enough. Kind of like when OnLive used to work back in the day. When it worked, it was good enough. It gave you the ability to play your games on any platform that the app worked on. So, what more do you want? As long as you're not expecting, 4K 60 solid constantly with no hiccups, no frame pacing issues, no freezing, no drops, you're groovy. Because I don't even get with gaming PCs, a gaming laptop, and consoles, I don't even get a hiccupless experience on those. And then to the folks that are like, oh yeah, well, you've got to be online to play. So there's loads of games you have to be online to play that don't work if you're not online. I've got stacks of the bloody things. They don't work if you don't have an internet connection. So why would Stadia? Stadia is not going to be any different because it is cloud based. But then when people are like, oh, but Steam and all these other things, when your machines can't connect to their servers to check the DRM, those games don't work either. So let that one go, please. I get it. You don't have anything physical. I know what it's like when a live service, streaming service dies. You lose your data. It happened to us when OnLive went down. But it's okay. I think it's okay. The idea that I can literally sit on my phone and play Destiny 2 or Final Fantasy 15. I wouldn't recommend buying any game at full price on a streaming platform. I hope Google increased the number of games available in Pro for you to play as part of your Pro subscription. If not, for me, I would just literally bin Pro. Because I think otherwise it just limits you to like 1080 60 if you're not on Pro. Which is fine for me. You get discounts for games on Pro, but some of those games are so expensive. Like $70 for Red Dead 2 for the complete edition, or I think they want retail for some of these games, just like OnLive did before it. But I don't think they're worth it, to be honest with you. I don't even think buying a game on Steam is worth full retail price, or any of the other services. I've bought games at full price on Switch and PlayStation, but even then, those are like, I don't really want to pay full price for these games. If they give you a game streamy service with a subscription based, like a big old list of games, like Game Pass, OnLive did it, kind of like what PlayStation Now does. If they do that, Stadia's going to rock. It's going to be badass. The idea that I can just pick up my game and just, I'm just going to grab the control pad, I'm going to press the button on the control pad, and there we go. That's neat. And the connection requirements are pretty much a standard connection in the UK. I've seen comments like, "Oh wow, who's this for?" People who aren't going to buy a console, but they're going to pay £120 for a Stadia controller and Chromecast Ultra. The Chromecast Ultra was like $60, and that was reason enough for me to buy it right there because I wanted a Chromecast Ultra, but they can afford a $90 internet connection. Most of us have got connections. Most people on the planet have connections capable of running Stadia. I'm just saying. Most people don't have games consoles or PCs capable of running games at 4K 60, so Stadia shouldn't need to do it either. I still occasionally play games at 720p, because some of my games don't run over 720p. If you're playing games on the Switch, some of those don't even come close to running 720p, so let the whole resolution thing go, please. It's just silly. It really is silly. Resolution and frame rate is silly. If the game plays and the experience is good or good enough, stop complaining. I think this is a neat technology. I'm not really into, I've said before, I'm not really into streaming, like music and movies and stuff like that. I do like to have my stuff, but if it's cheap enough, I ain't going to complain. The biggest rip-off in streaming services right now, in my opinion, is music. Those are the worst. They ask for so much money compared to, say, Netflix and Amazon and Stadia. No, music production is costing less and less and less to produce music these days, and the cost of the streaming service, you're talking like £10, £10 per month. It's not quite in the same level as a film or whatever. So that one's the one that I think is a bit of a kick in the balls. But the other stuff is alright. It's alright. It's okay. I think it's alright. And it will only get better from here, I think. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. When you can get a free account and try a few games or whatever, do it. You can play Stadia now by going to stadia.com, load it up in Google Chrome, and you can play games there. See if you can get a subscription. I don't know if you have to have an activation code for Stadia right now, but if you can get an account, go for it. Give it a go. Get a pro subscription for a month or whatever to get the discounted games or the free games to try them. If you don't like it, don't play it. It's not that bad, huh? Anyways, Dara's home. Mythbusters is on the Stadia Chromecast Ultra. Oh. No, the Xbox is off. That's on the Chromecast Ultra that came with the Stadia. I haven't even ran Stadia the way they recommend yet with a wired connection. It's just all really crappy Wi-Fi, because our Wi-Fi's not the greatest. Works alright though. My politically incorrect jacket arrived from Ping or Ling Ling, and there we go. It's not my style of jacket, to be honest, but I just wanted to put. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. That was a couple bucks. And it's just literally so I can put my flag on there just to wind people up, among other things later. Oh, but we have food. Good day? Alright.
It's alright, I'm tired.
Bless you. Oh, bugger it, the room's open. It's another day done. she must have been out here too. If anyone's wondering why Inky's looking a bit stressed, we're looking for her certificates. Because she's just started a new job, ain't she? And she took all of her qualification certificates into her new workplace, thought they'd been photocopied and stuff. And it turns out the answer is no. They've seen them, but now, since she's brought them back, she's lost them. And so she's a bit down at the moment. She's panicking, actually, because she's worried she's accidentally burnt them. She's worried she's put the envelope down and the envelope has been put in, she had them in like a sleeve, and she's worried that that's been put in the burning pile and that we've burnt them. So George, why does this feel wet? I had a leak, haven't we? No. Could it just be because the door's been open? So yeah, Inky's a bit low at the moment. So tomorrow, I think the aim of the game is going to be for me to rip apart the house and look for all the envelopes and stuff, and see if I can find them for her, just to put her at ease. To be honest, like a complete, like, you know, out there compared to what the rest of the day has been. But I don't want her to start panicking. She can just get the certificates reissued, from what I understand, but she's just a tad concerned. So I mean, the idea that it's, you know, she's just done it and it's happened anyway to you know, very important documents, at least at this point, and to her. You know, what else could have accidentally been? So told her not to worry about it. We'll sort it out. It's not a huge problem. Yeah, and bless her, she's tired. She's really tired right now. She's running herself ragged at the moment, and she's not used to doing 12-hour shifts. But so at tons of times this last few days, I am so proud of her. You know, forever. Like, you know, I'm so proud of her. She said she was going to make change, and she's done it. So now we just got to support her as best we can. And yeah. So tomorrow I'll be playing more on Stadia, and I'll put it through an even worse test tomorrow, because I'm running it on Wi-Fi, which is, I mean, you can do it obviously, but it's going to be worse than if you run it wired. And tomorrow I'll put it in the stream room, the front room of the house, because that is the worst room for Wi-Fi in the house. In fairness, the Chromecast Ultra was in a location right near to the Faraday corner in the middle room. Wi-Fi is not good in this house at all. So if it worked fine there, and then I go into if I go into the front room, if it still works, because Wi-Fi pretty regularly drops out in the upstairs bedrooms. If it works in there, and I can play some Sam Show and some Final Fantasy if I can get 720/30 out of it with minimal hiccups, I'm happy with that. Then it's just a case of where Google go with game selection and pricing. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go have a shower. I desperately, for my non-politically correct jacket, I really want to get this in a patch, so I can put it on the back. or my Jim will paint it. The Rocket Man shirt I've got, the other Rocket Man shirt I've got. I want like one of the two on the back of that jacket. Just because. So I hope you're well, and I'll see you all a bit like tomorrow.